When the body is in a state of fear or under threat, we are literally flooded with chemicals. These chemicals serve to take us into the present moment, such as adrenaline, right? To take us into a state of action. We become hypervigilant, restless, anxious in order to solve whatever the issue is. It makes it very difficult for us to let go and let down our guard when we are in these states. If we are in an environment where we are constantly under threat or deprivation, or if we happen to have grown up in an environment that felt unsafe, we are paradoxically moved towards a state of hypervigilance that feels like safety, but it's actually this shaky, kind of contracted state. And sometimes relaxation can feel uncomfortable if we've been our basic programming has been shaped in this way. In the long run, when our adrenal glands and our nervous system is in this constant state of arousal, this can have a profound effect on systems of the body, such as our digestive system, our blood pressure, our heart, our ability to sleep well, and our adrenal glands. In order to really come back to a state of solidity and stability within the body, we have to move out of this state, which tends to be higher up and outward, almost like jumping out of your skin, in order to come back a little bit deeper into the body to expand our vista so that we're not contracted, we are more expansive and back into a state of pleasure and joy. In order to do this, we have to first understand our fear, where it comes from and what effect it has on our body. And it's not enough to just understand it. We then have to integrate and learn how to move through it. And we can do this through different practices that we will learn in this class today and throughout the rest of the course. And then it's not just enough to integrate. We also have to learn skills such as building our self-esteem, taking classes that help us to build strength and a sense of fortitude in the body, and to learn how to express that communication skill of expressing outwards, of setting our boundaries. And when we start to really have all of these things working together, then we can start to understand that fear and faith have a similar kind of root, and that faith is this belief that something good is about to happen. And fear is this state of believing that something bad is about to happen. And how can we sort of switch these two around and live more in this state of faith rather than fear? In today's practice, we're going to look at breathing practices that are grounding and settling and help us to feel that sense of expansiveness. We'll do a movement practice that will be a little bit strengthening for the body, so you feel that integrity within your own structure. Okay, we're going to start today's practice just in a comfortable seat. So you might like to sit up onto something. I'm on a bolster. You might have a cushion or a block at home that you can sit onto, just so you have a little bit of elevation for your hips, which should give yourself a little bit more freedom through the spine. So that once you've settled here, allow yourself to shift and adjust so you feel more or less even through that foundation of your sitting bones, and that the elbows can be nice and soft, the shoulders softening into their sockets. The neck is free, and the base of the back of the head slightly lifting. Just noticing different muscle dynamics there as you start to settle into this shape. It might be that you prefer to have your eyes open, gaze slightly down and forward. Or you might prefer to close your eyes and just allow yourself to sense inwards a little bit more deeply. From here, just start to notice just subtle details of your experience, just being here. Noticing the feeling maybe of pressure downwards, where the backs of your legs connect to the ground. Noticing the spine, the muscles supporting the spine, and the felt sensation of your breath as it moves in and out. You might notice it as movement around the chest, sides of the rib cage, maybe around the shoulders. As you get a little bit slower and quieter, you might be able to notice feelings through the body, maybe tingling in the palms of the hands, or the feeling of the texture of your clothing under your hands. Notice if there's any places where you might feel a little bit tense. Maybe gently kind of inviting a little bit more relaxation into those spaces, if that feels right. Or it might be that you're just focusing on the movement of the breath, and that's enough. So in Chinese medicine, they believe or visualize the body as a garden. And when something seems amiss in the garden, the various bodily systems, they always look to the soil as the first place for making adjustments and changes. So this is our ground, our roots. And you can think of your roots and your rooting as the ways in which you sort of plug into your environment. So when we're considering our soil, this takes into account where we find nourishment, both through food, through the things that we consume, the people we surround ourselves with, the home environment we live in. And some of these things, we have some control over, and some we don't. Just kind of taking a moment just to consider all of these things that you are plugged into. Where you find your roots. In order to create a strong foundation, a strong soil, healthy soil for us to thrive in, it's important sometimes to reroot ourselves into new soil systems so that we take this really holistic view. One of the things that we have control over are our breath, how we're breathing. And sometimes when we're in these states of hypervigilance or we feel triggered, the breath can come quite high up into the body. And these sort of smaller muscles of respiration around the neck and the shoulders can become a little bit overworked. So gently now, just begin to take your hand, whichever you prefer, onto your belly, your stomach, and then your other hand to the center of your chest. So as you breathe now, see if you can feel the breath first rise into your top hand and then move into your bottom hand. And as you breathe out first through your bottom hand and then your top hand. So breathing into chest, ribs, belly, breathing out belly, ribs, upper chest. Breathing in, upper chest, ribs, belly, breathing out belly, ribs, chest. And just following that pattern of breath, you can go at the rhythm that feels interesting for you. So that we're really focusing on creating a deep breath, a full and nourishing breath. Breathing in ribs, belly, breathing out belly, ribs, chest. You might be able to observe different sensations here. Again, that sensory information that you're taking in from the hands. Feeling of the movement of breath through your body. See if you can sort of invite a kind of softness around the shoulders. And if you feel the need to change or move your legs at any point, that's always welcome. If you need to stop the pattern of breath that we are creating, feel free to do so. And just return to a natural breath that feels right for you. We're going to begin to gently extend the exhale. So we'll do this in a counting pattern. So we'll breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 5, and then we'll slowly increase the rate of our exhale. Just finding the point that feels comfortable for you and staying with it. If you begin to feel lightheaded or dizzy or uncomfortable, you're always welcome to pause. Taking a breath in to prepare, and a full breath out. Breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue breathing. You could increase the exhale a little bit more if that feels right. If you feel like you are at your edge, stay. If you need to take a couple of normal breaths in and out, do. And then just finish with 2 more rounds. And then return to a natural pattern of breath. Gently release your hands. And you can blink your eyes open. Okay, gently make your way onto your hands and knees. Take a moment here just to really get a sense of the foundation you're creating through your hands, through your knees, and through the backs of the feet. It might feel interesting to take a little sway from side to side just to get an idea of how you're distributing weights. You could press a little bit more through your finger pads, through your knuckles, through the heel of the hand, maybe even a little bit more through the thumb and the first finger. And then have a sense that you are slightly reaching back through your sitting bones and forward through the crown of the head. You may even be able to gently soften your mid-ribs up and in towards your spine. See if you can extend back through your right or left leg. And then there might be a sense of sort of reaching back behind you, so you feel kind of engaged and strong. You might feel a sense of a little bit of activation through the center of your body. If that feels okay, see if you can lift and extend through the opposite hand to the leg that's lifted. So if you've lifted your right leg, you're lifting through your left hand. Stay and hold, breathe naturally and normally, or release whenever it feels right for you. Then gently, slowly place your knee and your hand back to the earth. And when you're ready, just take it over to the other side, extending back and reaching forward. Your gaze might be slightly down and forward, having a sense that the back of the neck is long and spacious. Notice your breath here. Maybe notice the muscle dynamics through your center, building that little bit of strength, and then gently release down. Place your toes underneath as you send your hips high and press back into a downward V shape. You can play around here a little bit through lifting and lowering of the heels. Again, just really touch base back with your hands. See if you can feel a sense of your fingertips pressing down and the heel of the hand pressing down as well. Stay here. You could continue a little bit of movement through lifting and lowering the heels, or maybe finding stillness. You might have a small bend into your knees. You might like to stretch your legs out a little bit more. You might feel a sense of the spine being quite long. And then gently allow your knees to come back down to the earth. From here, extend back through your right leg so the toes stay on the ground, and then extend back through your left leg. You can feel as though you're pressing your hips forward a little bit towards your armpits and reaching forward through the crown of the head. Feel the strength build through your arms as you grow roots down through your hands and press back through your heels. Allow your breath to be smooth and free. Stay as long as you can, or drop to your knees if you need. Continue to breathe and build strength. And then gently lower your knees down to the earth. Sink your hips back to your heels. You might like to take your knees wider, maybe the big toes come to touch, and then allow yourself to just come to ground. Allow the forehead to rest down. Feel the breath move in and out, noticing where you feel it and how you feel it. Feeling that connection between your forehead and the earth. Coming back into your tabletop shape. We'll step the right foot forward, ground down, root down through the ball edge of your front foot. Lift the arms up. See if you can really feel a sense of lifting through the arms as you ground down through the legs. Bring the hands all the way down to the earth and step back. Give yourself a little wiggle here. Release. And then step forward through that opposite foot. Press down. Really feel that sense of connecting downwards as you lift and lengthen through the arms. Reaching up. Feeling maybe a sense of length through the sides of your body. And then bring the hands all the way back down to the earth. Step back. Tuck your toes under. Lift up into your downward facing V.
Feel as though you can move here freely if you need to. You might even move the head a little bit. Lift one foot and then the other. And then we'll take a slow walk up to the top of the mat. You might need to bend your knees. You might need to lift the hands. And then from there, you could either catch hold of your elbows or allow the hands to gently sway across the ground. So you're taking in different sensory information through your fingertips, through your hands, and through your feet. So you gently sway from side to side. Allow the head to feel almost like heavy, and the back of the neck long. And then slowly allow yourself to come all the way up through to standing. Take your time. Coming up. I like to bring your shoulders up towards the ears and gently allow them to roll down and back. And then bring your awareness into your feet. So you might place your feet a little bit closer together or further apart. Just see where you feel a nice sense of stability, of solidity. Allow yourself to shift forward and back towards the toes, towards the heels, kind of like rocking. Forward and back, have a softness through the knees, if that feels right. And then maybe shifting from side to side, where you could continue the movement of shifting forward and back. Take a moment to really just feel into that connection with all the toe pads and the bottom of your feet and the ground. And then feel a sense of that rooting down, so you're almost pressing down through the feet. And that activation maybe feels like a lift through the legs all the way up into your pelvis. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Soften and feel as though you're growing a little bit taller through the center of your head, lifting up. Gently, if it feels right, take the palms lightly to touch so that you can sense each fingertip. Lift your elbows just a little bit and breathe naturally and normally. Bring the hands down and forward, maybe a slight bend through the knees. Bring the arms back and around, turn the palms up, lift up. Palms come to touch down in front of the chest. We'll continue that movement, arms going down, out and around, lifting up, and then come down in front of the chest. It might be that you connect the breath with the movement, so breathing in, gathering in what you need, releasing, letting go. Breathing in, faith, stability, letting go of fear, insecurity. Breathing in, faith, letting go of fear. Take one hand to the center of your chest and the other hand onto your lower belly. Feel the grounding down through the feet, maybe a gentle closing of the eyes. Just sensing into the gentle movement of the breath, of your breath through your body. Sometimes when we are asked to remember or recount what makes us fearful, what brings us into states of anxiety, it can literally bring up those feelings in the body. It's important to just recognize that you are safe. Remember that you're in a safe space. Remember you can stop at any time you like. You can return to the exercise at another time or leave it. If you do start to feel uncomfortable or anxious, take a moment just to breathe deep into your belly. Take a look around your room. Look at all the familiar things, maybe naming things, the window, the floor, the door, one of your favorite items.
So the question that we will be exploring today in our contemplative practice is surrounding fear. And we all experience fear in different levels and different shapes and different forms. And it all serves us in some way. And this practice is just a contemplative exercise to help us understand ourselves a little bit better. Remember that if anything comes up for you that you feel like you need to investigate further or you need support with, you can always reach out to Natalie or bring it to your session with her. And you can also bring it up in our group discussions so you can get that support from the group. How does fear feel in your body? What does it make you want to do? Does it make you want to run? Does it make you want to jump out of your skin? Does it make you feel paralyzed? Does it make you feel speechless? Does it make you angry? Confused? Learning skills that enable you to express the responses that your body has to fear, to anxiety, to stress, enables you to complete those cycles of fear and helps you to create resilience and better strategies for whenever you meet situations that provoke those strong sensations and emotions in the body going forward. We make our way back down to the ground and maybe gathering something like a bolster or a heavy cushion that you can use. So we come to rest. You can rest either with the knees up or the legs extended. And then maybe taking that blanket or heavy cushion onto your body so that you feel it as a gentle support. Allow yourself to move and shift and adjust in any way that feels right for you. Maybe the hips move a little bit in order to feel a little bit more settled, the shoulders, the back of the head. Allow the body to feel heavy now. Allow yourself to yield into the support of the ground. No effort, just noticing your breath, noticing the volume of the chatter in your mind. Has it lessened? Feeling all the points of contact between yourself and the ground. Allowing yourself to sink deeper and deeper into that support. As though the earth was rising up to meet and support you. Stay as long as you need, or if you feel ready, gently start to move that support off of you. Roll yourself onto your side, taking a little moment of pause. And gently coming all the way back up. Finding that comfortable seat. Gently gather your palms to touch. Bowing your head down in the direction of your heart. Honoring yourself. Thanking yourself. Offering yourself compassion and love.